All right, this is going to be a quick one. I just got done putting the transmission back in the Escalade, getting everything all buttoned up, and about to take her for her first drive. So let's see what happens when I put it in park. All right, switch you to the other view. All right, here we go. All right, it felt like it shifted into reverse. Neutral. Oh, it feels like we got drive. I haven't heard anything explode yet, so that's good. Back up to reverse. Oh, we got motion. Look at that. See if I can navigate my way out of this driveway. Yeah, unfortunately, if y'all remember from a previous video, I had to cut the exhaust studs out, so I haven't drilled those out and replaced them yet, so the muffler isn't exactly hooking it up. All right, so we got forward movement. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. All right, well, I'm gonna take her for a drive around the block, make sure everything's all good to go, and then I'll check in. All right, driving along here, put about 5 miles in, but got, park, reverse, neutral, 3 forward gears, and overdrive, so I'll chalk that up as a win. Like I said when I first started this, like, I haven't touched the inside of an automatic transmission since 2006 or 7. I mean, and it shouldn't be intimidating to anybody, because it really is just, I mean, if you can build something with Legos and follow the instructions, you can do this. It's really straightforward. The only way to probably mess things up is either putting something in upside down or leaving it out completely, because like you really can't put it together wrong. It's because of the clearances and the way the snap rings will line up. Like if you do something wrong, you'll know before you get to the next step, or when you get to that next step, things won't line up right, and you'll be like, wait a second, you got to go back and check. Perfect example, the friction and steels that I got, that they weren't stacking up right. And I was like, well, wait a second, this isn't right. Either I ended up with way too much clearance, or I didn't have enough clearance to get the snap ring in. So I had to, go back, and, what I ended up having to do was, Frankenstein the performance ones that they sent with the OEM spec ones, in order to get the right stack up height, to have the proper clearance. And that's another thing, make sure you're checking and verifying clearances between steps before moving on to the next thing, so that you don't end up having to go back, way into it. And I don't know if it was in a video or not, but when I was doing the valve body, the kit, the shift kit, or whatever you want to call it, that came with it, I had already put the pump in, because I was going in order of building the transmission, and I got to the valve. I was like, all right, cool, let me bust this kit out. And sure enough, first step in that was to doing the valves inside the pump. So I tried doing it with the pump still in the transmission, because you can still access them, it's just a little bit harder. And I ended up dropping the snap ring down into the case. So then I had to pull the pump back out, pull the that band back off, pull the whole they'll pull the drum out and everything, and go fishing for a snap ring, but and then put it all back together again. So all in all, with me just wanting to verify things and stuff like that happening, I probably tore the transmission all the way apart and had it back together again probably 3 or 4 times on this build. And everything ended up going back together, seems perfectly. Like I said, I'm only now I'm 6 miles into it. I haven't heard a single funny noise, nothing weird happening. Yeah, so I gotta say, I am satisfied. Took me a long time to do, just because, you know, with all this quarantine stuff going on, I was just, you know, deciding to spend a lot of days just hanging out with the family, helping the kids with their homeschool, because we live in Virginia. So I'm not entirely sure what they're doing in other states, but Virginia closed schools completely for the remainder of the school year. I'm pretty sure a lot of other states did that too. But yeah, so I mean, I've just been enjoying the time at home, and the past 2 weeks or so, I haven't really been out in the garage a whole lot. Got a video of doing the turbo teardown inspection that I need to put together and post, which I don't know, by the time I put this up, that might already be up. So I don't know, but awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll if anything changes with this, I'll give any updates. But hopefully next I'll be back onto the truck and figuring out what's going on with that. Unfortunately, the more I think about it, the more there is probably cracked head, cracked block, or cracked piston, just with the ridiculous amount of blow-by, because the dipstick tube and oil fill, like, they were smoking like a freight train. And then with my other symptoms I have going on, like the coolant gun disappearing, and finding that in the crankcase, unless it's just, you know, other compounding issues again. But, you know, I'm trying to stay positive and optimistic, and I guess we'll see what we find. Awesome. Take it easy. All right, quick little addition before I finish up the video. After I got done yesterday, the family and I decided to hop in the Escalade and take it for a spin around town, which turned into just aimlessly driving 90 miles around town, neighborhoods, city, highway, and everything, and never had any issues. Put it under hard acceleration, light acceleration, all that jazz, and performed wonderfully. The only thing that I did notice was there was a couple times where going from no load to under load, where there was like a slight clunk. And when I got home, I realized that I forgot to put the two nuts in that hold the transmission mount to the cross member. So just went ahead and zipped those on, and that was it. So seems to be running 100% now. Awesome.